Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Cooking for the Family. I'm Dyvonne and today I'm going to share with you a recipe for Alabama pecan bread. This recipe is a take on my grandmother's, my father's mother, and it is so good. I cannot wait to share with y'all. So first I have here 1 stick of butter, and that was salted butter that I had softened, and then also to my mixer I added in 1 cup of dark brown sugar that was packed, and also a half a cup of regular granulated sugar. So before we add in our eggs, and we're going to be using 2 large eggs that I have at room temperature, and room temperature eggs, they blend so much better into your batters and your mixes. So make sure that you have your eggs at room temperature. And a quick way to bring your eggs up to room temperature from a cold refrigerator is put them, and just take your eggs right out of the refrigerator. You can put them in a bowl of warm water, not hot water, but a bowl of warm water for about maybe 20 minutes or so, and then that will knock the chill off, and so your eggs will be able to come to that room temperature. But again, that'd be a bowl of warm water. And when we add our eggs in, we want to add them in one at a time, because what happens is if we put all of our eggs in into our batter, into our mixes all at the same time, what happens is sometimes we end up just chasing them around the bowl. The blade does. And so once it's mixed, it's going to look like this. And you see how it looks, where we have the butter, we have the sugar, and we have our eggs. And so it's going to look like that. Now we're going to add some flavoring to our batter. Once your batter is at this point, it's time to add our flavoring. And that's what my mom always used to say. I guess it's the old school way of saying vanilla extract, because that's what we're going to be using, some vanilla extract. And I'm also going to be using some maple extract. And before we use it, always be sure to shake it. Sometimes it'll settle, so be sure to shake it. And we're going to be putting in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and I'm putting in a half a teaspoon of maple extract. Now, if you don't have any maple extract on hand, you can go ahead and put in that other half a teaspoon, can also be the vanilla extract. But if you have some maple extract on hand like I do, we're going to put it in there, because you know what? Maple and pecan and brown sugar and butter, they love each other. They work so well together, especially in baked goods. They really work good together. So we're going to put in a half a teaspoon of the maple extract. But again, you can use vanilla, and that's perfectly fine. And so we went on and we put in our flavoring, and that was the vanilla and the maple extract. Now in the description box below, I will have a list of all the ingredients you need to make this Alabama pecan bread. But what I'm going to share with you and show you is how we take those ingredients and put them together to make this wonderfully moist, dense, delicious bread that comes from my grandmother. Now first, when it comes to your flour, you don't want to just scoop your flour out of your canister or out of your bag, because sometimes it'll get kind of packed down in there. So you see how I'm doing with the spoon? Just take your spoon and just scoop your spoon. Use your spoon as your scooper, and then scoop your flour into your measuring cup. Total, we're going to be using 2 cups of flour. And so I used my 1 cup of flour, and then this is my 2nd cup of flour, and I scoop the flour into my measuring cup by using my spoon. Now I'm going to put a little bit of salt, and we're using regular table salt, and this is going to be a half a teaspoon of regular table salt. Now I was talking about how this recipe is a recipe I take on from my grandmother, which is my father's mother. My father and his family owned a farm in Alabama, and they had lots of livestock. They had their garden, they had their big farm, they raised barns, they did some of everything. And they also had pecan trees, and so the trees had plentiful pecans, and so my grandmother made pecan pie and bread and desserts and candy, and they did some of everything with those pecans. And so this is one of the things that they did, was to make this bread. And if you are from the South, like my family is, you are familiar with this bread for sure. There's different variations, kind of depending on, the family, or maybe the part of the South that your people come from. So I put in my leveling. My leveling was baking soda, and I put in 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and I also put in some baking powder. And my baking powder, I put in a half a teaspoon of baking powder. So that was 1 teaspoon of soda and a half a teaspoon of baking powder. I use my wire whisk to blend my dry ingredients together, but you can also use a fork. Now next I have some buttermilk. I actually didn't have any buttermilk on hand, so I went on and made some quick buttermilk of 1 cup of whole milk and 1 tablespoon of fresh squeezed lemon juice, or either you can use 1 tablespoon of regular vinegar. Either one of those added to your whole milk. I put it in the refrigerator, let it sit in there for about 20 minutes, and then that way what happens is that lemon juice or either vinegar that you're using curdles that milk, sours it up, and then that's going to be perfect for when we go ahead and make our recipe. And so I started off with, you're going to alternate between your dry ingredients and your wet ingredients. So I started off with our dry ingredients. So you want to start with your dry ingredients and you want to end with your dry ingredients. So I started with my dry ingredients. Then I went on and I added in our buttermilk that we made. Then I alternated that with more dry ingredients. And I'm just going to keep going back and forth until I go ahead and I've used all of our buttermilk. And then the last thing we put in is the dry ingredients. So remember, you start with dry and you end with dry. And that's just going to help as you're mixing your ingredients back and forth. It's going to make sure that you don't get a bunch of clumps in there. And so that's the whole point or the process of going back and forth, alternating between the dry and then the wet, and the dry and the wet. And you want to have your mixer on low, whether you're using a stand mixer like I'm using or whether you're using a hand mixer. You want to make sure that you have your mixer on low because we don't want to over mix our batter and we don't want to incorporate too much air into our batter. And sometimes using a stand mixer, you can get ingredients that just end up congregating at the bottom. And so I like to just stop my mixer and use my spatula to make sure that everything is going to get incorporated well and that none of the ingredients get left behind and not mixed in using that paddle. Now once we have everything and it's mixed in, it's going to look like this. So this is what your batter is going to look like. It's going to be a little bit on the thick side. And now we're going to add in our pecans. So our pecans we have here in my bowl, I have 1.5 cups of chopped pecans. And to that I added in 1 tablespoon of flour. I mix that flour around the pecans. This is just going to help the pecans to not all sink to the bottom, that they're going to be able to be throughout our bread as it bakes, and so it'll be able to cling and be better. And so now we're going to add the pecans and also that little bit of flour. We're going to add that flour as well. And then just go ahead and fold everything in just like that. Now if you are new to my channel, welcome in. And if you're a returner, welcome back. And I want to thank all my wonderful subscribers for your likes, your shares, your subscribes, your good 5 comments. I truly appreciate it. And if you enjoy this kind of content, I hope you consider subscribing. Now next we're going to do a nice streusel topping, a nice crumb topping. And for our crumb topping, I have a 1/2 cup of chopped pecans. I also put in 1/4 cup of regular all-purpose flour, 1/3 cup of packed dark brown sugar, and then a pinch of salt. And we also have 2 tablespoons of salted softened butter. So again, for my topping that we're going to put on our bread, we have 1/2 cup of the chopped pecans, 1/4 cup of flour. I have 1/3 cup of packed dark brown sugar, a pinch of salt, and 2 tablespoons of salted soft butter. And then I mix those ingredients around, and I just like to use my spoon when I do this. And so you just want to press that softened butter into the brown sugar and the flour, and with our nuts as well. Just kind of press everything together, and it's going to look like this. And so you're going to make a nice streusel topping, and it's going to be crumbly, and this is what we're looking for. Now we're going to use our loaf pan. I'm using a 9x5 loaf pan, and what I did was I used some parchment paper, and I'm using here my little clips, and so these are my little kitchen clips. And so I've sprayed I went on and sprayed my 9x5 pan. I sprayed my loaf pan, then I put my parchment paper in, and I also sprayed the parchment paper as well as all the inside. So the parchment paper is sprayed and the edges are also sprayed. Those clips are there to help me to keep the parchment paper in place before I put my batter in. And so while I'm doing this, I also have my oven is preheating on 350 degrees. Now once I have all of my batter into my loaf pan, I'm going to take off the clips because we're not going to be baking our bread with the clips on. So you want to go ahead and remove your clips. And then I go ahead and I even out the batter in my loaf pan because we want to make sure that our bread bakes up nice and evenly. Now once I've gone on and I've evened out the batter, I'm going to go ahead and add our topping to our pecan bread. And we haven't even baked it yet, but the aroma that comes off of this batter is just, it smells so nice, so rich. And so I'm putting on my topping. Now the streusel topping that I added to the recipe, that's something that I decided to add to the recipe, but you can definitely bake this and make this without the topping. And you can just do a powdered sugar topping if you like. You could do a quick, just a glaze with powdered sugar and some milk and just do a glaze like that, or you can just have it plain. But I like to do this little streusel topping, and so having that parchment paper is going to make it a little bit easier when we go ahead and lift it out. Now our bread is going to bake at 350 for about 55 to 65 minutes till our tester comes out clean. And if your nuts start to get a little toasty, you can go ahead and cover your nuts and cover your bread with just a little piece of foil. So I like to check mine at about 45 minutes to see how it's baking up. Well, our bread is out of the oven and it has baked for 65 minutes. I went on and I put my tester in, and my tester, you can use a toothpick to test the outside. You also want to test the center. Now when this streusel topping starts to bake, it'll sink down just a little bit into the center of the bread, and it creates this nice little brown sugar swirl that's going to be in the center, and it is just delicious. And so I go ahead, and once it's cooled, I use the parchment paper, those little wings on the parchment paper. I lift my bread out, and we're going to let this cool for a minute before we cut into it. Well, our bread is nice and cool to the touch, and so I have my serrated knife, and I'm going to go ahead and cut us a nice piece, and we're going to see how our bread is looking. Oh my goodness, and it smells so good. You can smell the maple, the vanilla, those nice toasted pecans, the butter, and the brown sugar. And this bread, it comes out, it is a dense bread, but it's actually it's very tender and it's very moist. Well, this first bite's for you. Go ahead and take your bite. Now I'm going to take my bite. I'm going to see how we did today. Wow. We have done my grandmother proud today with this Alabama pecan bread. Well, I hope you give this recipe a try, and if you love all things pecan, in the description box below, I'll put a link to my pecan pie as well as my butter pecan cookies. If you enjoyed this video and the recipe share, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, I invite you to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to click that notification bell and come back and visit me again in my kitchen. And remember, it's always good when Dyvonne is cooking for the family. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.